All right, everybody, welcome. This is EpicHeim? What? No, this window that you're seeing is not EpicHeim. Of course, this is Visual Studio Code, a text editor, because this is not EpicHeim playtesting, this is EpicHeim development. So this is the text editor game, guys. As you might have noticed, Valheim was updated recently, and so modded wasn't really an option, at least for a couple of days. Right now, it's usable. Like if you update all your mods, especially the Bevinex library, it should work. I was able to get in the game, load the game successfully. However, I noticed that some mods are still not totally updated. For example, weapon management doesn't respond to the keys, so that's strange. Probably some more updates are going to be necessary. In the meantime, though, I want to start playing around with some new concepts. Not really new, but let's say some refinement. So you know probably by now about the mod called Creature Level and Loot Control. So this is a mod that lets you control various things, various properties about the creatures and enemies and stuff like that. So for example, lets you say what are the chances for example, a deer with 1, 2, or 3 stars and so on to spawn. Now, the standard configuration looks like this. Let me open it. So this is not something that you have to do, but this is something that you can. Here it is. This is a configuration file for creature level and loot control, and you can play around with this if you want to customize your experience, which is what I'm doing. So for example, let me show you a couple of things. Okay, this section here says custom level chances. Chances for stars, so for every creature at world level 0, world level 1, world level 2. Now, world level, again, is something that can be configured, but these numbers are saying there's a 3% chance for any creature to spawn with 1 star at world level 0. This line instead says that there's a 34% chance for any creature to spawn with 1 star at world level 5. World level is an abstract concept. You can set you can like decide how the world level is configured. Let me look around for world level. There's this section here. For example, you can set it that the world level is calculated by days passed since you first entered the world. So for example, you could say that you start at world level 0. After 90 in-game days, your world is level 1. I've not done that though. I've set it to be based on distance. So my world is at level 1 while you are less than 1,000 units from the center of the map, which is the position of your spawn. The spawn point, basically. If you cross the 1,000 units line, then your world suddenly is world level 1. If you go further than 2,500 units, your world is level 2, and so on. And you have 5 levels. So this means, let's go back to Where was that? I've lost it. It's not world level, but it's stars. Of course, you're gonna find stars everywhere. It's this. Okay. So custom level chances. This means when you are at spawn or near spawn, so less than 1,000 units away from spawn, these are the chances for 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars. Okay, so very rare, but for example, 0.3% chance of 3 stars units around spawn. Instead, this says 8% chance of 3 stars and 1% chance of 5 star when you are really far away. Okay, so at the distance, that triggers world level 5. Now, this is already a lot. Okay, if you're not used to this sort of stuff, this is already a lot you can play with. However, what I'm not super happy with is that you set this for every type of creature. The problem is creatures vary wildly in power already. So for example, you already know that to find a fueling, first of all, you're not gonna find the right biome. You're not gonna find plains near spawn. So, but that's vanilla. That's by default, right? So, for example, when you find your first plains biome, chances are you are already at least at world level 1 or 2. Maybe more. So with these settings, it means that automatically the plains biomes are much more difficult than vanilla. Because, well, there's a chance to find, even if it's rare, a 4 stars fueling. Now slap on top of that the sectors. This mod also has this concept that when you are in a specific sector, so in a small area, imagine there's an extra grid overlaid on the map. So you are in one specific sector, you start killing creatures. After you killed a certain amount, for example, I've set it up to 20 creatures, which is the default. Every creature in that spawns in that sector gains 1 additional stars, like 100% chance. Okay, so if you are in your plains biome, which is already far from spawn, so maybe it's already world level 2 or 3, then you start farming fuelings. After you farmed 20 fuelings, but actually not just fueling, you farm 20 anything, every fueling has 1 extra star. And you know how hard a 1 or 2 star fueling hit, right? So it becomes very, very, very difficult. Now, that could be a feature, okay? So having some fuelings that you just have to avoid, or you just have to try and snipe from afar, that could be a thing. But at the same time, I want a greater level of control. And that greater level of control you have using the creature config YAML file. Now, this is complicated in a way that makes this a piece of cake. However, let's see if we can unravel this together. From the mod page on the Nexus, on Valheim Nexus, you can find this default or example file. For example, this tells you that you can create your own groups of configuration, and this looks very neat. For example, you could say, I want a group called My Plains group, and say, in this group, I want to set stuff about that Skeeto, Fueling Berserker, and Lox. And later on, you can use the My Plains group, should be around here now, and say, what are the chances for stars for that group of creatures? This is the chance at world level 0, this is the chance at world level 1, etc. You can also set like chances of infusion, chances of affix effect, loot modifier, specific like chance of being armored, quick, a lot of stuff. You can amp the base damage, or even amp the damage per star. You can set stuff for tamed creatures. So for example, you could say that all tamed wolves have more health and more damage, which is neat. Or you could tinker with movement speed. There's a lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff. Ooh, this is neat. This is new. Damage taken. You could say that a specific creature takes more damage from a specific type of weapon. Fire, frost, poison, lightning, spirit, elemental, blunt. That's cool. That's cool. You can tweak attack speed. And I don't know if this example even makes sense, but this basically says a fueling that spawns in meadows does less damage, but takes more damage, and its attack speed is normal. But all fuelings in general have less attack speed. All right, now how do I want to use this, right? Why do I think this is interesting? I want to tweak how the stars work in terms of farming. So farming for food, farming for hides, and stuff like that. Also, I would like right now actually to tone down a little bit the sectors feature. So, as we said, you could start farming in the same area, in the same sector, and after 20 kills, all the creatures in there have, by default, 1 extra star, right? As it is configured right now, it's not that difficult, especially around your base, which is where you would go farming for, meat and hides and stuff like that more often. It's not difficult to have those first 2 extra stars, right? So you start with 2 extra stars, plus you have a chance already to spawn with 2 stars. So as you can see, it's not that hard to find, in the end, a deer or a boar with 4 stars. And I kind of don't want that. I don't want you to be able to find a 4-star boar near spawn, okay? Because one of the principles of this mod list is to encourage you to go out, encourage you to explore. And normally, if you think about it, in vanilla, the only reason you have to explore a meadows biome far from spawn is exactly this, is the higher chance to find higher star creatures. And the sectors feature, even if it's really neat, kind of removes that, in a sense. So I would like this to still apply. Also, I like the fact that this applies to farming spawners. So if you get in a forest, for example, and you find the Grey Dwarf spawner, if you sit there and kill them repeatedly, I like this feature that at some point all the creatures that spawn up around you, so those Grey Dwarfs, but also potentially a troll, will spawn with 1 extra star by default, right? It becomes a little bit like a tower defense game, you know, where you sit there, you kill those Grey Dwarfs, but at some point the waves increases in difficulty. I really like that. However, I want to do this. Let's say, okay, I want you to be able to use this pretty easily to create your hunting grounds, okay? but I want to restrict that to 1 star. Whereas, if you really want to farm, for example, near a spawner, and you're seriously committed, let's say, for now, let's say 100. And let's set this to 500. Well, let's set it to 900. So virtually, the third star, this should make the third star virtually unattainable with the sectors. Now, one thing that I would like a lot is to know exactly how this works. Time that needs to pass before a creature's sectors. This should be a creature's sector. Or time that needs to pass before a sector bonus level is reset in minutes. Now, this kind of makes sense, saying, okay, at some point, this bonus stars are gonna reset after how many minutes? Now, I've set it up to 280 minutes, which is like 2 in-game weeks. This might be a lot. Might be a little bit too much. 280 is the value I'm using for crypts and tombs respawn, which, by the way, should not only respawn the enemies but also the loot. So I didn't want to make it like too farmable. I don't want you to be able to farm the same dungeons over and over again. So those 2 in-game weeks means after a while you'll be able to revisit all the dungeons near spawn, but you can't really farm it. Like, it's not really viable to sit there for 2 in-game weeks. You know what I mean? But for the sectors, I think 1 week is probably better. And in a sense, it still makes it viable to reach 2 stars. So I don't know. I still have to probably to tweak these numbers. But let's say for now that the intention, and let's write it here. So sectors should normally only award +1 star. Okay? So basically, through farming, you gain that +1 star. Okay? What I want also is how do I call it? Like passive? They're not really passive creatures, but animals. Let's say animals. Animals close to spawn shouldn't spawn shouldn't spawn with 3 stars. Let's say, if not very rarely. Very rarely. Like this? Okay. I think this is right. I'm not 100% sure. Sorry, guys. So what does this mean? Around spawn to me means 0, maybe 0 and 1. However, 1,000 units, I'll let you know that 1,000 units is a lot. So let's say that it should be impossible in here, rare in here. Let's put it like that. So remember, this is the chance of 1 star. Can I actually do this to facilitate the reading? Let's see. One, 2, wait, 3, 4, 5. But you have to remember that since you can sit in there and use the and farm the sector, you should see these as +1. So as you spawn, you just started the game. Around spawn, 1 in 20 deers, 1 in 20 boars, 1 in 20. Well, this is just deer, so let's talk about deers. We will see. We will then talk about the other types of creatures. So 1 in 20 deers will be 1 star. 1 in 100 would be 2 stars. However, this means that after you kill 25 of them, or 25 creatures in that area, all the new ones will have 1 star, and 5% will have 2 stars, and 1% will have 3 stars. I think that within 1,000 units from spawn, 3 stars should be unattainable. That's what I'm saying. That's the call I'm making. Then you start moving away from there. And by the way, this is further specialized by the fact that I'm just talking about deers spawning in meadows, whereas deers spawning in Black Forest is a totally different thing, which is neat. I think this is extremely neat, especially to add flavor. And I would also try and see if I can, for example, say that deers in Black Forest have a high chance to spawn, or at least a higher chance to spawn with, like, I don't know, a fire infusion or spirit infusion and stuff like that. I think that'll be really interesting. However, does it count? I mean, they don't attack you, so it doesn't mean anything, right? I guess it would be interesting for the visual effect. Anyway, so within 1,000 units, 1 in 20 chance of 1 star, that becomes 2 stars after you farm for a little bit. Then you get a little bit further away. Getting further than 1,000 units, it's not going to be that difficult. So again, I don't want to increase these chances by a lot. So let's see. I'm thinking, because also the other thing I want to do, follow me, the other thing I want to do is no chance of trophies from 0 stars animals. Now, I don't think I have a way to set it here. Creature level and loot control doesn't have that level of control over loot. However, in theory, the drop that mod has. I wasn't able to test that successfully yet, though. So that's a work in progress. So let's say work in progress. And let's also say through drop that. Instead of work in progress, saying needs testing. Needs testing, yeah. So you get further away. You're not that close to spawn. It's 1,000 units, so it's a nice hike. It's doable, but it's a long hike. Let's say that the chances of 1 star, normally, like by default, it probably makes sense to make it jump up. Also because you need those deer trophies to be able to summon Eikthyr. So it kind of makes sense, especially if I want to, moving forward, restrict the trophies to only animals with at least 1 star, that I reward you for moving at least 1,000 units from spawn, right? So 10% chance of 1 star. I think it makes sense to increase a little bit the percentage chance of 2 stars. However, remember, if I then settle there and start farming there, after 25 creatures, this becomes 3 stars. Okay? So I think 3% is still good. I want to keep them rare. Do I want now to introduce the chance of, let's say, natural spawn 3 stars, which becomes 4 if you farm them? I don't know. I don't think I want. I don't think I want to have this chance within between 1,000 and 2, and was that 2,500 units? I'm gonna set this to 0 again. So until you start seriously traveling or you build a boat, this means most probably you will not be able to kill a deer in meadows that has more than 2 stars. Okay, so this is the intention. Then we start moving further away. I think for the first star, it makes sense now to increase in steps of 5%. And let's remember, world level 4 is really far. This is really far from spawn already. So it makes sense that if you find yourself in a meadows biome that is, let's say, more than halfway towards the edge of the map, right? I think it makes sense now to find bigger deers, okay? Now, what about the chance of 2 stars, though? The chance of 2 stars, I think, is gonna grow, but how? Let's see how the Fibonacci series looks like. So 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. Yeah. I mean, we're still talking about 2 stars. This is not extreme, right? Now, from here, I want you to start finding the 3 stars. However, let's also decide this. No natural 4 stars in meadows ever. Okay? Natural 4 and maybe also natural 5 stars for deers are gonna be in the Black Forest. I think that is where I want to get at. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's write this. Deers in meadows should range between 0 and 3 stars. Upgraded to 1 4 stars via sector farming, which is still very doable, right? You kill 25 of them and boop, you start finding what was 3 now becomes 4 stars. So you still can farm a lot of leather and a lot of meat if you put your mind to it. Now, what are the chances of the 3 stars, though? I want this to be the rare stuff, okay? So, rare stuff. What does it mean, rare stuff, for us? 1 in 200? Because let's face it, during a normal playthrough, you're gonna see a lot of deers, right? And I want the creatures with a lot of stars to feel rare. Not super rare, but rare. 1 in 200, 1 in 200 would be like this. What about we upgrade by 0.5%? Would be this, and then this, and then this. I mean, these chances here are probably irrelevant at this point. We're just saying that a natural 3-star deer in meadows is extremely rare. If you go explore a meadows biome that is kind of close to the edge of the map, 1 in 50 is going to be 3 stars naturally. Now, if you really wanted to farm a deer to the point that you want to find 4 or 5 stars deers, you gotta do it in the Black Forest. Now, and I want this to be the preferred choice even at low levels, so even near spawn, let's say. So, look at this. This was the original idea, let's say. In Black Forest, even within 1,000 units from spawn, 50% chance of 1-star deer. So you really really want that trophy, that deer trophy. Man up and go hunt for deers in the Black Forest, which, by the way, after a while becomes pretty easy. Let's be honest now. So near spawn, 50%. A little bit further away, so you go explore a Black Forest a little bit further away. 2 in 3, 75% chance have at least 1 star. After that, I think, further than that, so a Black Forest, for example, when you are in a Black Forest adjacent to plains, for example, stuff like that, you are exploring, you're going out with your boat. Pretty much 1-star deer is the norm. It becomes extremely, extremely rare to have a deer that has 0 stars. What are the chances of more stars than that? So I said in here, deers in meadows should range between 0 and 3 stars everywhere. But I also said animals close to spawn shouldn't spawn with 3 stars. Shouldn't spawn with 3 stars. What have I done? I deleted a new line that I didn't want to. Close to spawn to me means this, which is still holds true. What about going a little bit further away? I think this is where we start. So I could just get this and paste it in here just 1 level higher. Let's see, can I do this? Copy. Wait. And then paste. Yeah, works. So this means it's still pretty rare for 2-star deers even in Black Forest. It starts being 1 in 20 if you get a little bit further away, and rarely, very rarely, you can find the 3-star deers. I'm sorry, guys. For some reason I keep putting like the S at the end. I like the notion of finding multiple deers for some reason. No, it's a little bit difficult for me. Sorry about that, but you know what I mean. Now, if I had to continue this progression here, this series, this would be 34%. Now, I seriously hope these chances don't have to add up to 100. They have to add up to 100. That would be unfortunate. But nothing in here says otherwise. Oh wait, 0-star chance will be automatically calculated from the remainder. Does this apply to everything? For example, 30, 5, what is this, 10, 10. So wait a second, this would be... I hate it when the examples are not complete. Start with 1 star. 0-star chance will be automatically calculated using the remainder. What does it mean? Does it mean sum all of these numbers and the chance of 0-star is 100 minus the sum? Say it explicitly. I cannot read your mind. Okay, I'm going to assume that's the case now. So, in here we're still all right. This means 51, 53% chance of some star, which means the remainder, so 53, 47% chance of 0 stars, which works. In here it doesn't. In here it doesn't. In here it's saying, so this means a 53% chance of at least 1. This means an 80.5% chance of at least 1 star. And this is just broken now. This is broken. Should I then... okay, let's start working on a 75% basis. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. Let's keep it at 50%. Maybe this makes more sense. You keep it at 50% base. And then the rest of this, I just need to take care of not making it more than 50%, which won't happen most probably. Okay, I think this makes a little bit more sense now. So 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34. In this case, I would have 16% to spend in here, but I'm probably not going to. Now, one thing that I haven't yet decided is if I ever do something like this, right? So this means there's a chance for a natural, for a deer to naturally spawn with 5 stars. What does the sector farming do in that case? Will it create a 6-star deer? I don't know. Sets the maximum stars for all creatures. Setting type spawn level. Default value 5. Acceptable values. Personally, I take offense at this. I'm sorry. It looks I'm kind of bashing like heavily on the mod author. Believe me, I love you, but why is this not a number? Also, if you say sets the maximum stars for all creatures, and you tell me this is the spawn level, so the way I'm reading this, no creature can spawn with a level that is more than 5, also because you said that there is no 6. You said that this is not an acceptable value. Because the acceptable values are none, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. However, why do I take offense at this? Because on the mod description page on the Nexus, there's an FAQ section that says something like, question: oh my god, I accidentally spawned a 20 stars creature. What do I do? How did you manage to spawn a 20-star creature? That's not possible, right? It shouldn't be, because the maximum acceptable level in here is 5. And also, if I go to bosses, like this is even funnier. Let me find this section here. Level chances for bosses. Start with 1 star. Look at the default values. This is the chance for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stars? What, bosses are not creatures now? This is kind of strange, isn't it? You are suggesting me that I should be able to set a chance for bosses, not even normal like the deers and stuff, but for a boss, something like, I don't know, bone mass, for example, that I should be able to set a chance like this. This would be okay. There's a chance for a 9-star bone mass. So I'm thinking that this 5 doesn't mean anything. Or that at least 5 is not the maximum allowed value. So saying acceptable values, I'm gonna go on a limb and say that this key here, this is not a key, this is not actual data. This is a comment that is, however, read by the configuration manager mod for the in-game configuration screen to provide you with some quick options. But then again, why would you use, I don't know, why would you use strings when numbers, when this exists? Anyway, sorry about that, but I don't know. I'll assume for now that no creature will ever spawn with more than 5 stars because I set 5 in here. Okay, so this means that even if I allow a chance for a 5-star deer to spawn naturally, if you farm in that sector, it means that the chance that you are getting for the 5-star is actually the chance of the 4-star. I hope that makes sense, but there is still the chance. Sorry for the play on word there. There is still a chance that actually the +1 star applied by sectors is applied on top, and it's not constrained by the calculation. So that instead you would be at 0.5% chance of 6 star. Anyway. What do I do with this? Natural chance of 3 stars. I think I want this to grow a little bit more. What if this is Fibonacci just... No, wait, not like that. What is this? 1, 1, 3, 5, 8, 13? Wait, this is almost 100% now. Almost 100%. How far from 100%? 3%. Well, I could say this and this and this sums to 100%, right? Because this is 3, this is now 16. 16 and 34 is 50, right? And this makes it that a very far Black Forest has a very far Black Forest has a 0% chance of 0 star. Checks out. Now what do we do with this? This is maybe 2, 1.5, 1, 0.5. This is 1%. This is 0.5%. I want to grow this chance a little bit higher up. Maybe like this. So I think this is so the reason for this is a reasonable distance from spawn, so a place in which you would considerably you would conceivably find yourself while still being engaged with a normal game. So maybe you're searching for Yagluth, okay? And so you are far enough from spawn that you are at world level 3. This means 1 in 500 deers spawns naturally with 5 stars. And you see that in the Black Forest, and the deer is gonna be massive. And you're gonna go, whoa, that's crazy. A 5-star deer. I need to hunt that for Valhalla or something. Okay, you know what? Save. I'm pretty happy with this. I don't think deers spawn in any other place, right? Just meadows and Black Forest, as far as I know. Then, what do we want to do with boars? Boars are interesting because leather scraps are a thing. Do I want to write something in here? I think I do, for documentation purposes. So deers in meadows should range between 0 and 3 stars. Upgrade 1 to 4 via sector farming. Deers in Black Forest can rarely spawn up to 5 stars, starting at world level 3. I think this is the rule of thumb, and then what else do we gather from this? At world level 2, this is almost 2/3. Almost 2/3 of the deers have at least 1 star. Deers in Black Forest spawn with at least 1 star. let's put it like this. 1 out of 2 deers spawns with at least 1 star in Black Forest. Upgraded to 2 out of 3 at world level 3. Right? Because at world level 3, this is what? 50, 63. No, this is even earlier, starting at world level 2. World level 2. This is almost 66. This is 61.5. I mean, it's not exactly 2 out of 3, but almost. Now, what about boars? So, boar. I want you to travel in order to be able to get a 3-star boar. I want the 2-star boar to be obtainable near spawn, because taming and farming a boar that is less than 2 stars makes no sense. They give so little meat and scraps that it doesn't make sense. So let's put it like that. Boars, and by the way, boars only spawn in meadows. So boars near spawn should range between 0 and 1 star. Graded to 1, 2 via sector farming. So as you see, it's much less than the deers. Well, no, it's not. It's not. I just stipulated in there that deers in meadows should range between 0 and 3 in all meadows regardless of world level. And here I'm just saying near spawn. The other way to put it is a 3 or 4 star boars should only be possible to find through exploration, which in a sense might also mean that you kind of have to set up an outpost with your tamed boars far from home, because if there's ocean in the middle, how are you gonna bring the boars home, right? Can you bring boars through portals? I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe you can. Also, I have the mount up mod, so you can jump on top of a boar. I don't know if you can go through portals that way. Maybe you can. If not, the feature is not unwanted. The fact that you want that farm with 4-star tamed boars, you gotta do that far from spawn. Okay, so let's start doing this. Let's copy this. Let's say boar. What are the creature names? Boar. Yeah, boar works. Boars only work in meadows. They only spawn in meadows. So this we don't need that. We can just do this, right? I think this works. Size, loot, yeah, you can do like creature, stars, like directly. Okay, so 1 out of 20, so 5% chance it's gonna have 1 star. I'm cool with that. You start farming in the same sector, you start killing in the same sector. After a while, every boar has at least 1 star, and then 5% chance of 2 stars. And you can start your there's a chance, sorry, I'm just saying chance for everything now. There's a term for that, like when you do animal husbandry, right? How do you call that? How do you call that? It's not a farm. Farm is too generic. Damn it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't do this. This is dead air. This is terrible. I just hated when I don't know how to say something, and I don't even know how to look for the specific term. Anyway. Then you go a little bit further away. Do I want it to be possible for you to get the 3-star boar? Yes, but I want it to be very, very rare. How rare? How rare? 1 in 100. Rare. Now, mind you, 1 in 100, you'll still see a lot of boars, okay? So 1 in 100 is not impossible. 1 in 100 is not actually as harsh as it looks. Granted, needs playtesting, but not as harsh as it looks. And as you move away, the chance of at least 1 star is higher and higher. Now, world level 2 is pretty far. At the same time, though, listen up. I don't think the chance of the at least 1 star should ever be that high. Why do I say that? Because if, let's say, you get a little bit further away, so you have your boat, you jump on your boat, and you find a meadows that is world level 3, for example. If it's set up like this or even more, maybe you'll think that you don't need to tame boars. And instead, I want you to tame boars. I want you to still think that the best way to get meat and leather scraps out of boars is taming them. Okay? And yeah, and having them as livestock. And how do we do that? That means that the chance for 1 never grows too much. Should never grow too much. So let's do this. I mean, this grow by increments of 5. But then again, like, don't even look at this. Like, this is very far. The chances of even finding like meadows like this far away are not that high. But this means 1 out of 5 as 1 star. So do I want to do instead like 5, 7.5, 10, so increments of 2.5, 12.5, 15, 17.5. Then this is 1. How does this grow? Well, maybe also... So this is increments of 2.5. Maybe this is increments of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10%. So 1 in 50 has 2 stars. And this means you move a little bit further away from spawn, so 1,000 units from spawn, set up shop there, start killing boars. 1 in 50, at that point, will have 2 stars, but because of the sector farming bonus plus 1, you get your 3-star boar. So, is that what I want? Is that what I want? Or do I want you to move further away? I think I want you to move further away. So I'm going to do this instead. And in here I'm going to do this. And I'm going to replicate this exactly. So I want you to get at least world level 2 to be able to get 3-star boar. However, when you are there, very, very rarely, maybe you can find a 3-star which becomes 4 if that is your hunting grounds. So this means 1 in 1,000. Okay, so 1 in 1,000 is harsh, but this means you're not supposed to find 1 in there. But if you set up your base in a world level 2 distance from spawn, maybe after a while you go, oh shit, that is a 4-star boar. I need to catch that, tame that, put it in my farm with the others, and upgrade all my 3-star to 4-star. That is the intention. Then, as you move again further away, this gets upgraded. How quickly? How quickly? So this I should consider as a 0, because it's not really part of the progression, I think. This instead I think starts from 2, then goes to 4, then goes to 6. So still rare, but this is more than 1 in 20. And this is 1 in 50. Then, when you are this far from home, world level 3, which is pretty far, in here you're gonna have the 0.1% chance of 4, and here you're gonna have the 0.1% of 5-star. So very rare. Now I'm thinking if maybe the 5-star deers are gonna be too easy to find, because this is 1 in 50. But then again, this is a black forest that literally at the end of the world. So maybe it kind of messes. I mean, it's not just the chance, but how much time it passes before you are able to even get there, or before you have a good reason to be there. Also, at the same time, let's not forget that at some point I need to do this also for the enemies. So, Black Forest, World Level 3. What does a troll look like in there? Right? Yeah. I think um a faraway forest, like for example the kind of forest that you find adjacent to your first plains biome, should not be as difficult as the plain biome itself, but should not be a cakewalk. Let's put it like that. So these chances reflect the fact that at this point you are in a pretty bizarrely challenging Black Forest. So let's fill up the rest of the grid in here. So this is the extremely rare chance. This is the rare-ish but not impossible chance. And I'm gonna go ahead with this. So if you're willing to farm 4 boars really far from home, supposing that meadows even exist there, because at some point meadows start getting replaced with plains, right? So maybe, and I kind of like this idea. The 5-star boar maybe in your world is not obtainable, and I want to write this because I think this is a nice concept. A 5-star boar might not even be obtainable in your world because you might not have a meadow in well, I mean rarely at world level 3. World level 3 plus. I mean, it's probably, if you put your mind to it, you're gonna find it, but it's gonna be very difficult, which I think adds to the feature. Like, I started wanting to do this kind of configuration because I started finding a lot of animals with 3 and 4 stars. Like, even in the short play testing that I did already of EpicHeim, I've seen a lot of 4-star deers, and getting the 4-star boar for the farm wasn't that hard at all. Like, literally very close to spawn. And I thought, then what's the feature of the 5 stars, right? If you find it really close to home, really close to spawn, then it's not special. It's not special anymore. Now, will I be able to test this? Let's try. Let's see how it goes. Let's try and start Valheim. I hope I have the stream set up correctly, but Valheim should be starting right now. It's starting in the background. I'll switch screen if it doesn't crash. Let's put it like that. Loading. Please wait. So what do I do? Stream. This is capture Valheim. This is VS Code. I do this. Why you know capturing Valheim? Wait a second. OBS, please. Oh, because it's not set up for capturing Valheim. That's why. Now it is. Now you see Valheim. Right? Or at least you should. Yeah. You are. Okay. Let's try this now. Start game. Onion Sun. Let's get back in EpicHeim stream world. Now, I totally expect to still see plenty of high star creatures, because I think the one that were already spawned are still there. The point though is, what am I gonna find going a little bit further away? I think that's the point. So, let's get our stuff and let's try and go out and explore. So I still have my guys in here because of course these are in the process of taming. They're big 4-star. Now, a new feature of creature level and loot control is that you have these markers, and I think if you get to explore the map, you also see like a circle. So this is world level 0, which, by the way, if you look at this, it's a pretty long hike, right? Sometimes your starting continent doesn't even get this far. So this is the first chance upgrade. This is the second. The really juicy stuff happens in here, right? So either here or here. So yeah, it's kind of halfway. But honestly, how many times do you go in here unless when you decide to start exploring like the end game biomes that are not even fully ready yet, right? So probably in the future my perception of distance will change when those biomes get a little bit more definition, but for now for now halfway is practically the end of the map. Let's oh, it even says sector level in there. If you look at the minimap, it tells you what's the current sector level is, which I think it's cool for the development, so for the debugging purposes, to check that everything is right. Probably while just while normally playing, I wouldn't have the sector level there. Mostly I would. I'm interested in seeing exactly when does the sector level change, you know? Let's go, yeah, let's go south. Let's go exploring this way. Why not? For some reason right now sectors seem to be all refreshed. And in fact this gramming is level 0. That only happens, or I mean it's level 1 but 0 star, and also all those deers, and this can only happen because the sector is level 0. So that is working as intended. Those were probably there from before. In fact, I kind of remember these guys being in here from before. So let's remove them. Let's remove them. Oh yeah, also next, of course. I will have to configure next too. I will have to configure next too. Now, what about that? Was that there already? It was probably already spawned. Right? You're an old spawn, right? I need to go far away enough. Wow. That hurts. Thank you for the demonstration, Boar. Let's go far enough that that we're sure that we're not seeing creatures previously spawned, and just like part of the save game. What is that? I mean, this part of the map was still like explored already, so I'm guessing part of the save game. Let's get farther away. This is spawn. Okay, boars level 0. This is now far enough. Yes. So, even at world level 0, we should be able to see from time to time a 1-star deer. So that, I think, is the first thing that we should look out for. Do we find a 1-star deer from time to time, or has it become too difficult? And look at that, the markers are working. Smart markers. Zero-star boar. Let's keep going farther away. 0 and 1 level neck. No, wait a second. Next should be part of the whole thing. So those are the standard chances. So not coming from the YAML file. How far am I? I'm still very far from world level 1. So this, yeah, these are small. These are all level 0. I should be able to find a 1-star though, from time to time, right? 0 stars. Come on, spawn me a 1-star. Show me that it works. Any deer? Ooh, nice. Honey. Give me. Ow. 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 Okay, there's a deer close by. I've heard it. Where is it? And what if it spawns in Black Forest? Because if it spawned in Black Forest, the chances for stars should be much higher now. Oh, wait a second. I'm an idiot. Wait a second, guys. Wait a second. This is all wrong. This is all wrong. Yes, code. Up. I forgot to do one thing. The YAML file is not being read. That's curious, isn't it? Use creature file configuration on. Don't forget to do this, boys. Let's reload the game. Come on, Onion, come on. This kind of mistakes. Come on, capture Valheim, you can do it. Okay. Now, if I look at the console, warning, config file is set to active, but no creature config YAML file was found. Or plugins, creature control. So, wait, I'm looking at the console. No, my friend, you're mistaken. Oh, either plugins, creature control, or in the config file. I getcha. So sorry, another false start. So, OBS, take me away. Quit again. I need to move this file. This needs to be in here. Move it. And this folder I don't need then. Delete this folder. Move to the recycle bin. So now we have, what is it? Creature control is in here. Now you should be able to find it. So restart Valheim again. Third time the charm. Come on. It's taking longer to load, so I'm guessing it's working. Let's see. Found warnings in creature level and loot control config in file. The config file was loaded, but may not yield expected results due to warnings. Deer contains unknown keys. Black Forest. Say what? It doesn't like the key Black Forest for deers? Wait a second. By the way, sorry for not showing you the console, but I'm reading exactly what it says. Deer. I mean, it likes meadows. I mean, I'm taking this as an example, right? Feeling something, but in meadows, that same something gets overridden. So I can't do it more than once. So like Black Forest. I'm guessing that's the right name. Overrides the level chances in Black Forest, so that's the name of the Black Forest biome. But it says that it's not using it, so quit again. I have another shot to fire in here, which is this. I think this is still formally a valid configuration. It means I'm talking about deer in meadows. I'm talking about deer in Black Forest. Let's try it like that. Let's test this. Restarting Valheim. Wait, something happened. Something crashed. Oh, Valheim is in here. Valheim is here. But it still says deer contains unknown keys, Black Forest. That is super weird. Super weird. Is there where's the definition of the file? Fields option. Aha. I should show you this, guys. However, how do I do it? Like, this page is full of freaking banners, like ads and stuff. Okay, I think this works. Okay, let me see if I can do it on the fly. So plus window capture web. Yes, that window. Okay, you should be seeing now a portion of my browser window. So no, this is drop that. I want creature level and loop control. Now for the YAML file. Configuration via the YAML file. You can use this to customize the mod even more. You can download an example. It's what I've done. You can configure. You can use the default key. You can use the stars key. Loot per star. Size. Health per star. Damage per star. Attack speed. Movement speed. Tamed. Damage taken. Sector. Stars. Count. Effect. Aggressive. Curious. Quick. Regenerating. Armor. Future. Fire. Frost. Fix. Reflective. Mending, Summon, Elementalism, Rage Twin. Acceptable values are. This does not mention biomes at all. This doesn't mention biomes. Oh man. See, like this is this is what I was mentioning earlier. I accidentally spawned a level 5000 creature. What now? But can you? If the maximum acceptable level for the max stars is 5. Unlocked and fix, synchronize the no vortex user. Where does it say what the names of the things are? It doesn't. That's the real problem. It doesn't. Now drop that has some links to Guide to prefabs. So on GitHub, this is a guide to basically internal names of things for the game. Now, is there in here the official name of the Meadows biome? Not in such terms. These are items, not biomes. It's Black Forest. Is maybe Black Forest better written like all in one word? I mean, unfortunately, I don't have much to work on in here in terms of documentation of actual info. Posts, maybe. Let's see. I would have to look through this, though. Black. Nobody says Black Forest. I get bosses. So do I have to guess the name of the biome then? Oh. Still looking if anybody mentioned something similar to what I'm trying to do. And you see, like, this is the problem when you try and save time by saying, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna give you like comprehensive documentation, I'm gonna give you an example file. Because with an example file, you leave a lot to the imagination. However, then the imagination is wrong, and then I have to spend hours and hours reverse engineering your mod. Which is not cool. I mean, the mod is really cool. The fact that I don't know why Deer Meadows is acceptable and Deer Black Forest isn't is kind of frustrating, isn't it? I'm gonna try another thing. Give me VS Code and not the web. I'm gonna try this. What if it's this? Maybe, right? It's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. And if it doesn't work, I guess the end of this session will be us writing a message to the mod author. Valheim is loading. My capture window is not finding. Okay, it's found Valheim. Good. Let's look at the console messages. Oh, I think we solved it, guys. I think we solved it. It was not Black Forest, but it was Black Forest, all one word. So let me, for a second, let me put this in foreground again. So it's Black Forest like this. So in the example file, this is a bad example. And see, like, I think the author went out of the way to write like mountain, swamp, right? But when he wrote Black Forest, I think this is just wrong. This is just plain old wrong. Because Black Forest with a space in the middle is not recognized. gives an error in the console, whereas this did not bring up any error in the console. At least I can't find that yellow line again saying that Black Forest is not a recognized key. So this should be working now. Do this, go back to Valheim, start game, and let's see what happens. Oh, ouch. Are we crashing? If we are crashing, it's okay. It happens. There's a lot of suspense involved into development. Because you're there, you see the loading screen. Valheim does not answer. Wait, let's give it a second. Let's give it a second, guys. I mean, this is more than a second. I think it might be stuck. Close it. Close Valheim. Let's just try and restart. Actually, you know what I would like to do now? I would like to do this and this, because I think this was the intended way. No, wait. No, wait. This. Okay, restart Valheim. It's loading. I'm looking at the console for messages. Looks like it loaded everything. There are some warnings, but it's that like couple of audio clip missing. Nothing else really. I don't see any warning coming from crucial level and loot control. Okay. It's good now. It was just a temporary thing. Oh, sorry. I need to do this so that you can look at Valheim actually. What? No, it's loading. Okay. Good. I thought it was locked again. Whoa. That's strange. Alright, let's go ahead and explore a little bit more. Spawn chances should be now updated. Exactly loaded from the config file as intended. What is that? That is a boar level 0 boar. It is okay. Let's try and get to those trees. See if we can find some deers. Let's see. If this continent is long enough, we might get to world level 1 and maybe see the difference. What is that? 1-star grayling. However, we didn't configure graylings exactly, so this is just default chances. I want to see deers, come on. Oh, I heard you. Where are you? There you are. Okay, 0 star. It's okay, this is sector level 0. still 1 in 20 should be a 1-star. It's okay, we did not configure railings. So that's the result of the default chances, the ones that apply to all. What is this line? This is world level 1 line. Nice, let's cross it. We are crossing the world level 1 line. Cool, I kind of want to go there though. Where are you? Level 0. I'm starting to get nervous. I want to see a 1-star deer. Come on. Should be seeing 1-star deers by now. Whoop. Where are you? Another deer level 0. Also for some reason always single deers. And never in small groups or couples. Which is also cause of concern maybe. I mean, one good thing is that we are getting a lot of honeybees by exploring this far. Okay, cool. Did I get the bee? No, I didn't. Where's the bee? Up there. Okay, now I got it. I heard the deer. Where is it? No, I don't want to go back to world level 0. I want to go this way. Unfortunately, this way is a big mountain. Another single level 0 deer. This is starting to become strange. This is starting to become strange. I think the YAML file is also affecting the number of creatures that can spawn in a group. But the thing is, we didn't set any key for that, so we didn't do any explicit customization there. So if this is the case, I'm calling it a bug, or at least an unintended behavior. Because if you give me a configuration file and I have the option of omitting something, omitting should mean default, right? Otherwise, it's just a big mess. Okay, let's look at boars. Again, a single boar. A single 0-star boar. curiouser and curiouser. Old village there. Oh, 2 boars. 3 boars. All level 0. 4 boars. All level 0. And we are at world level 1. So let me check again. Looking at here, boar. World level 1, 7.5% chance of 1 star. So nearly 1 in 10 should have 1 star. So I should, in theory, quickly start seeing 1-star deers. Boars, I mean. But I'm not. Ooh, 1-star boar. Okay, okay. This is encouraging, you know? This seems legit for a 7.5% chance of 1 star. And remember, by the way, if it seems that it's not a lot, I could stay in here, kill 25 creatures total, and then it would be 1 star, the baseline, and 7.5% chance for 2 stars. So, getting this far, and yes, this might be considered a little bit far, but then again, how much time did it take? It's the afternoon, we started in the morning. It's not that big of a deal. So I could set up camp in one of these houses, staying here until that 1 star. Well, of course, I would have to kill them all, have them respawn, etc. But having the 2-star boars and starting the boar farm in here would not be that crazy. And also with the addition of the mount up mod, so when a creature has been tamed, you can ride it basically. So you just tame your 2-star boar, then you ride it home. Or you set up base in here, which is also a valid option. Okay, however, I still want to see. Wait a second. Let me disable the preview in OBS. I think it's stealing a little bit of my frames. Just a few frames being sold. Oh, 1-star deer. Okay, finally. Finally a 1-star deer, but still... Okay, 2 deers. 2 deers in the same spot. For some reason, deers seem less common now. But in truth, here they are. And let's see, at world level 1, I'm reading what I wrote. At world level 1, 1 in 10 should have 1 star. And 1 in 30 should have 2 stars. So I might want to continue exploring until I find... Can I? No, this is destroyed. Do I have wood with me? No. But it's not gonna be hard to gather some. So I might spend the night in here for a second. And then look around some more. Now, granted, instead of doing this, I could use the console to spawn a bunch of creatures, like a high number of creatures, and just check like that. I could also fly around, but, you know, one thing is that, but when you also need to kind of let's say, do a proof of concept of your customization. So you're not just trying to prove that technically that, you know, that 7.5% is what you did, but you also wanna feel, you know, you want to see like how does it feel, you know, if you set that chance. Then you kind of have to play it. Oh, of course I need a... I need stone. Where do I get stone? Give me a boulder. Give me the boulder. Now look at me immediately get raided by trolls. All right, resting for the night. Let's get this stuff back. This too. This. And also this. Alright, let's continue south. Whoop, sorry. So there's a 1 in 30 chance of a 2-star deer. Are we going to see one of those? I'm not hearing deer noises. Should also be noted that when you're walking in a straight line, you kind of miss a lot. There's probably so many chances for a creature spawn in an area like this one. What is this? No movement speed. Ooh, pickaxe skill +4. This is actually good. Where? Where, dear? Werewolf? There, wolf. There, deer. 2 deers. 2, just 2, okay. And all of them 0 stars. A boar. I see some black forest in the distance. I might want to get in the black forest, because in the black forest, let me check again, at world level 1, 50% chance of being at least 1-star deer. if we find a deer in here. Ooh, level 2 Grey Dwarf is not great. I mean, we can still take it. Thank you for synchronizing, boys. Very convenient. Thank you, thank you. Now a deer. Please, a deer and not a 2-star troll. Okay, I heard the deer. I'm also hearing boar noises. Those are the boars. And by the way, the find that the fact that we are finding a lot of 0-star boars will be offset by the fact that I fully intend to customize the drop table, especially to make it so that both meat and leather scraps are dropped more consistently. Because in vanilla it's a little bit too much of a gamble. It doesn't feel good to kill a boar to receive absolutely nothing. So I intend to fix that. But to do that I need to figure out how to make the other mod work. The drop that mod. I swear I was hearing deer, but I'm not seeing deers in here. I'm probably gonna find a troll before I find a deer. Or grey dwarfs. A world save in 30 seconds. That's convenient. However, I don't have a timer for the 30 seconds. So the only thing I know is that I shouldn't engage a troll. Because in 30 seconds I'm gonna have a big lag spike. Am I hearing the deers coming from here? That was the lag spike. Wasn't that huge? That's the deer. It spawned in meadows. The horned beast. Because that's what it is. I mean, no offense. Can I have a black forest deer now, please? A real, genuine black forest deer. There it is! And look, the first one we see has 1 star, which is totally as expected. Come back in here. Look at that, looks bigger, majestic. So for example, if you start farming in here, you're gonna have a baseline of 1 star, and then 50% chance of 2 star. And for example, well, we would have to get to world level 3 to have a really small chance of a 3 stars. But for example, even in here, 1 in 100 will be a natural 3 stars. And yeah, we are just walking around now, looking to see if we find them, which is not what you do if you want to find them. You know, it's like looking at the water, waiting for it to boil. It never happens, right? You have to look away for the water to boil. That's actually how physics work. Everybody knows that. And also, silver is immovable. Like that's if you know YAML, you know what I'm talking about. That laws of physics. Okay, I hear deer. Deer I hear. Dare I say that I hear a deer? Not by hearsay. But actually, I don't see the deer here. Is the deer in here? And where does the deer dare? Sorry about that. Gonna stop right now. What was that? Was that a deer? I saw something move. No, that's probably... Yeah, that's a skeleton. Oh, the skeleton is hunting my deer, most probably. Oh, that's a deer. That's a 0 star. It's okay. So yeah, I've seen one with 1 star, and I've seen one with 0 stars. It's perfect. Perfect balance. 50%. Totally works. You know, I was just noticing the sound of rain in the Black Forest is super nice. I need to rip the loop. Ooh, that is a 1-star troll. I don't want to cross path with that. Does it make sense for me to start going this way and then back north? I think it does. So I'm pretty far from home now. But how far am I from world level 2? World level 2 starts in here. And it looks like this is either coast or... I think this is swamp, actually. This is start of swamp. So you could conceivably reach level 2, at least with the way I've set it up, on foot, if you have a big enough continent to begin with. But if you're trying to do it for, you know, actually with the idea to achieve something, it's gonna be difficult. Ooh, a fire-infused 2-star skeleton. No, thank you. Ooh, yeah. This is swamp. Let's start working our way back north, actually. Before we get murdered. What was that? I don't know what that was, but it was going for my head. I'm not seeing any more deers. Lightning infused Grey Dwarf, huh? The effect is really nice. Infusion. Almost like this one. Let's swap for this. And continue. I'm trying to steer clear of any danger. Do deers disappear in the rain? It's super weird that I haven't seen one in a while. Oh look, we found the coast. Okay, dear, where are you? There you are, 1 star. Good. 50% chance to have 1 star. It works. Guys, I think it definitely works. We've seen 3 deers in this Black Forest. 2 of them were 1 star, and 1 of them was no star. There is, allegedly, as configured, a small chance of seeing a 2 star, but we haven't yet, and that kind of makes sense. What's the chance again? At world level 1, it's a 5% chance. It's actually not that bad of a chance, but it's a 1 in 20, and we've seen 3. So, I didn't expect to see 1 already necessarily. But we totally might. We totally might see a 2-star deer in here. If we dare. But what if it was a were-deer? Oh, mountain. Sure, let's go around it, I guess. Last thing I want to find now is a wolf. I'm getting a lot of thistle. That's good. And the map markers work, which makes me really happy. Oh, nice, the rain stopped. I'm pretty sure, though. I mean, I remember seeing a lot more deers in general. I wonder if maybe this spawn chances are kind of messing up with the actual chance of any deer to spawn, like, at all. I don't think it would be an intended behavior, but it kind of feels like it, right? There's probably a skeleton trying to kill something. Maybe even succeeding. Whoop. Big Grey Dwarf camp. And we're back in here. Oh, look. More honey. I didn't see this. What? How are you missing that? Wait a sec. That's a bug, right? Ha 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 ha. I didn't even realize that was a pun. Ouch. That hurts. Wait, there's more? Wait a second, this is not the same place I spent the night at. Okay, these bees are not invulnerable. I think I can only destroy one of these, right? Yeah. Can't repair, can't remove, which is strange, but... what you gonna do? Alright, guys. Or lack thereof. I think the experimental EpicHeim development streaming ends here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again in the next one. Alla prossima!